Hello guys and gals, and welcome to another video. And in this video, as you can see based on the title, or based on whomever posted this link, maybe I did, maybe somebody else by sharing it or whatever, I am going to install Debian 12 in a virtual machine in order to help you guys with the operating system course, right? So why don't we get into it, shall we? Right. So the first thing that you are going to do is go into a browser, doesn't really matter which browser, and you're going to look up Debian 12 torrent, right? I had to look this up before, right? I mean, you can literally see it right here. Actually, this is this year watch. Doesn't really matter. You have to pick your. In order to download this, you have to know your architecture. Now, the vast majority of computers produced in the past 15 years, AMD 64 is the right choice. That's for x64 computers. ARM64 is especially for Raspberry Pis, for the new M1, M2 Mac laptops, right? But I highly recommend AMD 64 and installing this on an old computer, since this operating system doesn't use much resources. You're gonna see shortly, right? So you hit AMD 64, then you get this. Right, it's gonna download this. I already downloaded it. So I'm going to go in the file manager. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna close this. You double click this. I'm gonna hit no, but you double click this and it should open a torrent client. If you do not have a torrent client, then what you need to do, look up either transmission or qubit torrents, whatever you prefer. Transmission though is much easier to install on Windows, so do get transmission. Right, you click on the first link and you download version 4.04 stable. You get the x64, and then you save it, you double click it, next, and it's installed. It's not a difficult process to get the transmission torrent, right? So after you do that, you double click this, you make sure that it opens either in transmission or in qubit torrent. You wait for this to download. It's probably gonna take a few minutes, maybe if you're really unlucky with the internet, like half an hour to an hour, but that's really uncommon. It's only a 600 megabyte download, right? And yeah, you're gonna wait for this, and you can pause the video until this gets finished, right? Because I'm gonna be moving on to the next step, right? So now you have your .iso file. What do you do with this .iso file? Well, you need this in order to install the operating system. This is basically a CD image file. So we're gonna close qubit torrents or transmission or whatever. You don't need it anymore. You don't need the file manager either. I'm glad I'm still recording. I was trying to record earlier and I kept getting black screen recordings, right? So yeah, the next, hang on, I have something in the background open that is a spoiler for the next steps. Okay, so the next step is to look up a virtual machine such as Virtualbox. This is very easy to install, unlike VMware is also pretty easy to install, but this is a next level, right? Especially because of this comically large download button, right? It almost looks fake, but come on, hover over it already. If you look in the bottom left, you can see that it's legit. It leads to wiki/downloads, and there you see you can go to Windows hosts. If you're a Mac, you do Mac OS hosts. They might have ARM. No, they do not have ARM builds, but it is possible to compile this, right? So you click on this, you save it, you open it, next, and it's installed. There's not much points of failure to really if I want to, but if you have any issues, message me. I am open. Right. So suppose now you have installed Virtualbox. Now I'm just going to open a new workspace because I can just make this cleaner. Now you look up Oracle VM Virtualbox in your search. If you're on Windows, it's probably going to be on the bottom left, a giant search box, right? And you're gonna look up in that, or if you don't find it by Oracle VM, just virtual, and it's going to auto-complete it somewhere. Where is it? Right, Oracle VM Virtualbox. You got new. You can do anything. You can do I don't know, cupcake or something. You can do, but I'm just going to call this Debian as well. So I have some actual classification here. Next step, the ISO image. This is the file that you downloaded through the torrent client. I already have this selected, but you probably won't. So you hit Other, and then you go to where you downloaded it. I downloaded it in my downloads folder. So you select Debian 12 AMD 64 net install, right? You do skip the unattended installation because it might have some issues. It is best today to do a guided installation and manual installation because first of all you get to learn more. That's always a plus for me at least, but you might have some issues for that. I mean, unattended installations are pretty new. You know, they're not as well tested as, you know, they're tried and tested. Right. So for the base memory, just like the recommendation from Virtualbox, just use 2 gigs, 2048 megabytes. Debian doesn't require much. For the processes, use at least 2. 2 is just top notch. You don't need an amazing core count, thread count in order to run this operating system. Right, next, create a virtual hard disk. I recommend this to be 15 gigs since you don't need a crazy amount. You're not going to install video games on this. You're not going to install, I mean, you totally can. Nobody's stopping you. You cannot, nobody can tell you what you can or cannot do, but you know, you came to this video to actually do real business, right? If you're wanting to actually game on Linux, you could actually look that up on YouTube or whatever, and yeah, you don't really need to mess with these options. Right, next, now here's the summary. The machine name, the folder, you can find, you know, where it's going to be installed. The ISO image, which is the CD image, right, the hardware and the disk, and you make sure that this is exactly how you prefer it. Right, finish. Let me make sure I'm still recording because I'm very anxious about that. I'm gonna have to repeat this until 4 AM. I'm gonna have to wake up at noon. I'm gonna stop rambling. Right. So you double click this. It's going to power up. Right, and you're gonna be presented with this menu. I'm gonna zoom in so that you guys can actually see stuff. Right. In order to bypass this menu, just hit enter. Just hit enter on the graphical install. Do not hit enter on the install. Just go up arrow if you get on the install somehow. So up arrow on the keyboard. Just up. Right. Graphical install. Let's go. So you pick English. Right, now you have to pick your region, and I recommend hitting other. Continue. Actually, want to get rid of this, so hit the X button in case you find that annoying. Right, pick Europe. Pick go all the way down Romania or whatever. Maybe you're from a different country and you're not watching this for the college course that I'm referring to, right? configuring locales, just stick with the default, you don't really need anything fancy. Continue. Configure the keyboard, just choose American English. If you have a different layout, you know what to choose. I mean, if you have issues with that, I could help you out. Right, continue. Now it's going to load some additional components, and the install is not going to take that long. Right, so now configuring the network, I would assume. And the thing with this installer is you gotta be patient through these loading menus, I suppose. Right, hostname. You can do whatever you want for the name of your computer. I'm gonna just do Debian VM -VM, actually just VM. Since this is a virtual machine, I want to identify it apart from. I want to make it apart from my other computers. Right. I'm gonna hit continue. The domain name, you don't need to mess with this. When I set the root password, this is very important in order to execute administrative commands. You either can do something simple like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. Nobody stops you from doing that, but if you have any trade secrets, anything important, documents that you don't want people getting into, just pick a strong password. I don't know. I mean, I picked a simple password in case, so I'm not going to show you the clear version because that would be very stupid, right? Yeah, very stupid, just like how I typed this password. Let me just try one more time. Right, full name for the user. I'm gonna just pick Andrew, you can do anything. Right, and so again, the password, I'm gonna pick the same as the root password. I recommend you do the same just so you don't have to memorize 2 different passwords. Right. Next, that's going to launch the partition now. So you should do guided use entire this. You don't really need to mess with this. Don't choose manual. Don't be that guy. Don't be like me. You're not gonna have fun time. Right, continue. Pick the SCSI drive. Don't question why it has 16 gigs instead of 15. This uses the logical notation, like the binary notation, whereas Virtualbox, the way you created the 15 gigs, is decimal notation. More on that at the actual course. Right, continue. All files in one partition. I recommend this. Separate home partition. If you're gonna use this on real hardware, yeah, just get a separate home partition because it's very useful. And continue. Right, now you're gonna confirm changes. Just make sure in case you're installing this on physical hardware, on like a real laptop, on like a real desktop. Make sure that before this step you have backed up every single one of your pictures, documents, programs, something like that, because you're gonna lose them if you hit finish right now. And you can send back now in case you haven't actually backed up. So this is your last chance. Right, next step. So we're gonna hit continue. Oh, this is actually the last chance, right? So you get 2 confirmations. It might be annoying, but it is very amazing for these people who, I mean, I was one of them who just forgets about backing up. Right, so you do write the changes to the disk. You continue now, and I'm gonna just man, you guys are gonna hate chair sounds, but I'm gonna cut until the base system is installed, and there's gonna be another interactive step that you're gonna have to take. So until then, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. So yeah, see you on the other side. Alright, I'm back with yet another step. So, scanning your installation media finds the label. Debian GNU Linux 12.1.0. Anyways, you don't have to read this. You now have the option of scanning additional media for use by the package manager. I would pick no here because you don't really need this, right? It's not really useful. Right, now you configure the package manager. Now this is important for fast downloads. So you have to pick the closest location to you. In this case, Romania. You can also pick Hungary. You can also pick Moldova, something like that. Bulgaria. Just pick New Zealand if you're in some random place, Christchurch or something. I don't know. I'm gonna pick this. Continue. Deb.debian.org. That's just fine by me. Continue. You don't need an HTTP proxy just yet. Continue. Right, configuring popularity context. I would contest. I would say no here. If you really want to take part in the statistics and like the 2% of desktop users who actually use Debian for stuff, but yeah, I don't really advise it. It's not really that consequential. I mean, you can help the developers to help fix bugs or something like that. If you really want to, you can. Yes, it doesn't really affect you with anything. But continue. Now comes the fun part. Now we're gonna pick the desktop environment. So untick this. These are very heavy desktop environments. They do look nice, I'm not going to lie. I mean, Debian desktop environment is the same as GNOME. Right. I would recommend this, and the teacher recommends LXD. If the teacher wants LXD, just boot into LXD. You can choose that in the login manager. It's really easy. If you want something that looks nice and functions well and is modern, then you can just log in with KDE Plasma. You have the freedom to do that. You can take all of these, but I don't recommend it. You don't really need like a specific interface. You just need to use Debian for the terminal, right? Alright, take this and this. You're gonna need them at some point for the course. Continue. Right, now you need to configure LightDM. So a display manager, they call it a display manager. It's really a login manager. You don't really need to really get dirty with the notation. Just pick the default LightDM. SDDM you can pick if you actually use the computer just for enjoyment, for personal usage, since SDDM is customizable and it looks much nicer than LightDM. But for this, you don't really need anything fancy, so let's continue with LightDM. Alright, so the installing software part is now basically finished. Now you're going to be moving on to the next step, which is installing the grub bootloader, and you're going to be presented with this interactive step, and you have to hit yes, otherwise you will not be able to start up Debian after the install. So very important. Continue. Select your hard drive. Be careful which hard drives you select. Make sure you select the one that you have partitioned earlier. Right. Now you hit continue, and now it's going to install it automatically for you. And the installation is basically almost finished. There's only a few last minute things to actually detect your hardware, install microcode, which is very important to make your processor go be much more updated, protected against security issues, possibly even making it like a tiny bit faster, 5 to 10%. This is only for the VM. This does not apply to your real hardware unless you actually install Debian right on your real hardware, which I do not recommend, only if you are willing to learn, only if you have a thirst of knowledge, like an absolute thirst of knowledge. You want to drink out of the straight up tsunami. Anyway, the installation is complete, so congratulations, you now have Debian 12 installed. Right, let's hit continue so that we can boot into our installation. And you're gonna see this scary, hang on, F12. Right, you get to here. You're gonna hit enter. You make sure that it says grub 2.1 something, so that you know that you're in the right place and that you're not booted back from the ISO image. That is not good. It would tell you to repeat the installation. Anyway, user account. I made this user account. Password. 1 second, I need to get both of my hands on the keyboard. There we go. And this is LXD by default. It's very off-putting, very old, but this is what the professor demands, which, I mean, it's fine. You can do work on this. It's not the end of the world. But if you want something more pretty, just as we talked about in the installation, you just go up here in the cog. You select Plasma X11 since that's the currently stable version. You type your username again and your password again. Alright, you wait for it to load. Alright, so initially it's gonna look stretchy, it's gonna look kind of ugly, but you can fix that. Just go into this menu, look up display. You should get display configuration. Pick your desired resolution. I'm just going to pick 720p, just so I have something stretched so it doesn't look horrible. Right, so this is basically your installation with KDE of Debian Linux. Right, so you want to, wait, that shortcut does not work. So you want to launch a terminal in order to begin typing some commands. I don't know, maybe you have on your real computer some video, a tutorial, and you want to try it out, or like on a second monitor, then sure. Type console with a K. This is the terminal for KDE. Control Shift plus to zoom in, or you can just do Control mouse wheel and it works just as well. And yeah, this is real Linux, and to confirm, cat etc OS release. And this is Debian GNU Linux 12 Book 1. This is the current name. You don't really need to worry about this. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you most importantly felt like it helped you in some way or another. No matter whether it's for this specific operating system course or whether it's for your personal issues. Sorry, I'm terrible. Your personal projects. Maybe you want to make a web server. Maybe like Nginx. I mean, apt search dash installed Nginx. Right. Anyway, this is beyond the scope of this video, but I'm curious whether Nginx is... Yeah, you know what? You can learn commands at the actual course, and I can too, because I cannot remember how to actually apt search, how to actually just see what I have installed. Grep Nginx. Anyways. The point is, you got the system, you can do about, and everything is lovely, and look at this beautiful UI, and yeah, I mean, I really hope this helped you. So thank you for watching. See you at the courses, I guess. And if you're an old subscriber, then I'm probably gonna be posting soon. Maybe if I'm free from the courses, but I really want to study hard so that I can be successful. You know, I don't think I can be successful from YouTube anymore because I'm not really good YouTuber. You know, you can watch some of my older videos to figure that out. Anyway, enough rambling. Thank you for watching. Hope this helped you, and see you next time.